Hello, Sergio from the Backyard Driving Range. We have a question that came into customer service, and this one comes from Brian Sullivan. And Brian has a very short and to the point question. It's our request or help needed, and it says he wants to know how to use plumb bobbing with the putter on the green. Great question. I think this is probably the first time this has ever been asked. All right, well, I think this is a very controversial subject because you got a lot of people that say plumb bobbing is the greatest, and other people say plumb bobbing is a waste of time. But I think a lot of times when you find people who favor it and people who say it's a waste of time, it's just an issue that the ones who know how to do it love it, and the ones who really don't know how to do it or really haven't figured it out, therefore don't like it. So I got a little bit of a cover here. It's a little bit bigger than a regular hole, but it's a cover, and I think hopefully you can see this on here. I'm going to get my putter out, and I'm going to talk about plumb bobbing. I plumb bob, all right? And at the least, I think it does a great job of at least giving you an idea of what the break is, all right? So let's just assume I'm going to lay this stick back here, all right? And I'm going to put a T in it so you can see if that thing is hiding the stick, that I'm going to kind of make this to be straight to the target, into the center of the hole, okay? Now, when you're plumb bobbing and you got a ball, your ball will be basically here. In fact, I won't need the T. I'm going to put a ball on it right here. Here's how you basically effectually start. When I have a putt, I like to walk to the hole. All right. Now I'm just going to put this ball here, these two here, as just a reference for what I see if I'm looking at it. That's a straight putt. So if I stand here and I get directly behind the ball, and you always want to make sure that your dominant eye is directly in line with the ball in the hole, okay? So if I stand up here and I hold my club up, now you need to find out where does your putter plumb straight to the ground. Now what you can do is you can put that up against a pole or a side of a building that you know is vertical and find out where your putter is. See, right now at this position, my putter is aimed diagonally to the right from a pole I have there in the end of my driveway, which has a basketball net on it. So I'm going to switch that, and I know that every time my putter is like this, it's straight up and down. All right, I've checked it. So whenever I get to, and again, you can just feel it where it's lying more down, straight, hanging straight down. So I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to get my dominant eye in front of the ball. I'm going to take the putter, I'm just going to hold it in my fingers up here like this, and I'm going to get the putter, and you want to find, I'm going to take the center of the ball or I'm going to put the club in the center of the hole. In this case, because this is lined up as a straight putt, the center of the ball is, and that stick is riding right up my shaft to the center of the hole. So that would definitely be a straight ball. Now let's say when I get here, and I try to line myself pretty close to a straight line from the hole, and I put the putter up like this, and the ball is on that side of the center of the hole. All right? I'm trying to stand behind my ball, and I got my eye lined up, and if the ball's on that side of the ball, that's telling me I got a putt that's going from left to right. Conversely, if I'm here and the ball is the shaft and the ball are right of the hole, and the ball's right of the shaft, then I know I got a right to left putt. So then what I do is, once I know it's going one way, I'll take the putter and I'll line the putter shaft, the inside of the shaft up now. I'll line the inside up the shaft to the center of the ball because, right, the ball's rolling basically on the center of the ball, right? If you got a straight line, you put if you were to get a range ball with stripes on it and you roll a good putt, that stripe's staying right at the top. So I line the putter up. Sometimes if if it's really windy, I might have to hold it like this. And what I'm going to do is, what you do at this point is you put the ball in the center of the shaft in the ball down here, and you just go up the putter to where you reach the hole, all right? And when you reach the hole, where the outside edge of this putter is telling you how far that is left of the hole is the amount of break you have. So right here, just lining this ball up that way, it's about that far outside the hole. So I know that when I'd walk in, I would play this putt and aim my putter that far outside. My apogee would be a high point would be on that side of the hole. Conversely, if the ball is on the right side of the hole, then I go to the ball and put the center of the ball straight up and look up the shaft to where the center of the hole is, and whatever point the ground is that touches that shaft, that's the high point. That's how high that putt has to be hit to make that with reasonable speed. Now, again, is it really exact science? Probably not. I mean, because you got so many factors coming into play here. You got the speed of the greens. You got the speed that you're going to hit the putt. We know that putts that are hit softer break more. You can, and you've heard the expression, you can hit it harder and take the break out of it. You only really do that on real short putts, because if you do that on long putts, it's going to be too hard to control the distance. But you do it in short putts where you're basically going to try to talk about hitting the back of the hole to knock the putt in. But the key is that first look, lining up to the center of the hole. Well, and if the ball's on that side, you got a left or righter. Now I'm talking as a right-hander right now, facing this target. And if the ball's on that side, it's right to left. Then I go to the center of the ball and put that there and bring up to where the shaft is equal. Where's the shaft? How far is the shaft left on the left to righter? How far is it right equal to the outside of the hole? That tells me my high point. So you can fool with that. Best thing to do is find somebody that you see plumb bobbing that's a good putter and ask them, and I think they'll pretty much give you the same answer. It's not an exact science, but in many cases, if you get to use it, it'll give you a really good concept of exactly what your break is if you're having trouble seeing it. And in the end, in many cases, if it looks really straight, and what happens if you see you're not sure whether it's a little right or a little left, I'd say hit it a little firmer and hit it right up the middle and play it more straight. But that's the essence of plumb bombing as I do it, and it works fairly well for me, but there's times when it doesn't. But either way, I'm going to use it. I have to make a decision and go with it. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. But again, you keep working at it, you should be starting to get more right than more times that you're wrong, and it should start helping you putting. But again, if you got somebody that you know or can talk to who plumb bobs and does it well, get them to see if their definition of what they do figures in with this one, and then ask them to train you and see if it starts working for you. It may work for you, it may not, but I know one thing, it's a heck of a lot of people who plumb bob and putt pretty well doing it. So it should be given, it wouldn't hurt to give yourself a shot at it, especially if you're not doing a good job of reading your putts. All right, so hopefully this little lesson on plumb bobbing can help you make more putts and shoot those lower scores. Well, that's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking with you all again soon.